Hello friends, welcome to the part 3 video for making a breakout game or a brick breaker game in Scratch. If you are new to this tutorial, make sure to check out the part 1 and 2 of this tutorial. Last time we made the ball sprite bounce of the edge, and the paddle also made the mechanism to stop the game if the ball touches the red line. In this video, we are making the brick's layout and make the mechanism to hit the brick and destroy it if the ball touches it. Let's start by opening the sprite selection menu. For brick we will select the button 3 sprite, cause it looks like a brick. Now let's go to events menu, and drag a when green flag click block. Next let's go to looks menu, and drag a set size block. Edit the size 100 to 80%. You guys can set the size of the block as you like. Let's click on the green flag. The size of the brick looks okay. Now let's drag the brick on the top left corner. And take a note on the Y position and X position values of the brick. The Y position is -202 and X position is -153. These numbers will be used later in the video, while laying the bricks one by one. Now let's go to the variable menu, and make two variables. Click on the make variable block, and let's write the first variable name row. Next click again on the make variable block and make the variable column. Our two variables have been made. Let's hide these two variables from the stage as shown in the video. The variable row will help us lay the brick horizontally and the variable column will help us lay the brick vertically. Next let's drag the set variable value block below the set size block. Select the row variable from the drop-down and write the number 1 instead of 0. Next let's go to control menu and drag a repeat block as shown in the video. Edit the number 10 to number 4 as we are going to make for horizontal layers or rows of brick. Next let's go to variable menu. Drag another set variable value block inside the repeat block as shown in the video. As by default the column variable has been selected, only edit the number 0 to number 1. Next let's go again in the control menu and drag the repeat block inside the first repeat block and below the set column block as shown in the video. Edit the number 10 to number 6 this time, cause we are making 6 vertical layers of brick. Now let's click on the control menu, scroll downwards, we will find a create a clone of myself block, drag it inside the repeat block as shown in the video. Next let's go back to the variables menu and drag the change variable value block inside the second repeat block and below the create a clone of myself block. Be very careful while doing this step. In the change variable block the column variable should be selected and value should be 1. Next drag another change variable block and this time place it below the second repeat block and inside the first repeat block as exactly shown in the video. This time select the row variable. This entire code will create the total 20 for clones of brick because for multiplied by 6 is 24. Next let's go to controls menu and scroll downwards and drag when I start as a clone block. Next let's click on the motions menu and drag a go to XY block and place it below the when I start as a clone block. Now all the clones will be at this position. Let's click on the green flag and look at the clones. As the ball has touched the red line it has stopped the script. Let's just hide the red line for now. Now let's click back to brick or button sprite. Next let's click on the green flag once again. Now we can see we have created so many clones of brick, but all are in the same position. Now our job is to lay out all these bricks automatically to form a wall. For that we need to dynamically change the X and Y positions of each clone of brick. Now let's do that. Let's go to operators menu and drag a plus operator inside the X position of set XY block as shown in the video. Next let's write the value -255 in the left placeholder of plus operator. We have written this value because we're going to start from the top left corner to place the brick clones. We can see the value of X position of brick is -202. Now let's drag the minus operator. Next let's go to the variables menu and drag the column variable inside the minus operator as shown in the video. And on the right side of minus operator write the value 1. Then go back to the operators menu and drag the multiplication operator, as shown in the video. Now drag the whole minus operator inside the left placeholder of the multiplication operator. And write the value 73 in the right placeholder of the multiplication operator. Now drag the whole multiplication operator inside the right placeholder of the plus operator as shown in the video. Now this code will place the bricks column-wise. Let's click on the green flag. Look at the current output. We can see they have been laid only in one line. Now let's gather the operators for Y position of the bricks. Let's drag the minus operator, as shown in the video. Now write the value 150 on the left placeholder of the minus operator. You can see that this value is nearly equal to Y position of the brick sprite on the top left corner. Now let's drag another minus operator, as shown in the video. Next let's go to the variable menu and drag the raw variable inside the left placeholder of the second minus operator as shown in the video, and write the value 1 on the right placeholder of the second minus operator as shown in the video. Next let's go to the operators menu and drag the multiplication operator as shown in the video. We did a little mistake in the above process, so let's correct it. First we have to drag the second minus operator inside the left placeholder of the multiplication operator. Next write the value 42 inside the right placeholder of the multiplication operator, and drag the multiplication operator inside the right placeholder of the first minus operator as shown in the video. Next drag the whole minus operator inside the Y position placeholder of the GoToXY block as shown in the video. Let's click on the green flag and look at the output. The bricks clone have been laid perfectly, but the main brick on the top left corner is looking odd. Let's get rid of it. For that let's click on the looks menu and scroll downwards and drag a high block below the when green flag clicked block as shown in the video. This will simply hide this main brick sprite. Next let's drag the show block and place it below the when I start as a clone block as shown in the video. Let's click on the green flag and look at the output. The brick clones are showing and the main brick is hidden. Perfect. Now let's look at what these numbers inside the operators are for. First let's change this number 73 to 80 and see what happens to the layout. We can see that the distance between the adjacent bricks have increased. Now let's just write the number 73 again. Now let's change the number 42 into 50 and look at the output. We can see the gap between the adjacent rows of the bricks have increased. Okay, let's change the number 50 back to 42. Now let's look at the number minus 255 and change its value to minus 200. Let's click on the green flag and look at the output. We can see that the brick starts laying farther from the left edge of the stage. Let's change the number minus 200 back to minus 255. Now let's change the number 150 to 140 and look at the output. We can see the bricks have started laying far from the top edge. Okay, let's change the number 140 back to 150. Right now the ball is just surfing below the bricks, but we need to destroy the brick if the ball touches the brick. Before that let's go to the line sprite and unhide the line sprite. Let's click back to the button or the brick sprite. Now let's destroy the bricks if it touches the ball. For that let's go to the controls menu. Scroll downwards and drag the wait until block below the GoToXY block as shown in the video. Next let's go to the sensing menu and drag the touching mouse pointer block inside the wait until block as shown in the video, and select a ball sprite instead of mouse pointer from the selection. Then let's go back to the control menu and scroll downwards, drag the delete this clone block below the wait until block as shown in the video. Now if the ball touches the brick it will get deleted from the stage. Let's click on the green flag and look at the output. The bricks get vanished if it touches the ball, but the ball also should bounce back if it touches the brick. Now let's make this effect. For that, let's click on the ball sprite. Go to Controls menu and drag the if block below the already present if block and inside the forever loop, as shown in the video. Next, let's go to the Sensing menu and drag the touching mouse pointer block inside the if block and select the button 3 option, which is the brick in our case. Okay, next go to the Motions menu and drag the turn 15-degree block inside the if block, as shown in the video. Now go to the Operators menu and drag the Pick Random Number block and place it inside the turn 15-degree block. Now edit the number 1 to 140 and number 10 to 180. Let's check out the output. Now the ball bounces back if it touches the brick, and the brick also gets destroyed. But there is a small glitch. Let me show you by clicking in the green flag again. The ball already enters the brick wall before the brick wall forms. To get rid of this glitch, let's go to Control menu and drag a wait block. Place it above the forever loop, as shown in the video. Edit 1 second to 2 seconds. Let's look at the output now. Now the ball only starts moving after all the brick wall has been formed. Great. Now let's give a brick breaking animation when the brick touches the ball. For that, let's go click on the button or the brick sprite. Now let's go to the Costumes tab. Next, right-click on the button 3A Custom and duplicate it. Now use the paintbrush tool. Try drawing some cracks on the brick as you like. After you have finished drawing, keep note of the costume name. For our case, it is button 3A2. Let's go back to Codes tab. Next, click on the Looks tab. Drag the Switch Costume block below the Wait Until block, as shown in the video, and select the button 3A2 costume. Next, let's go to Control menu and drag the Wait block below the Switch Costume block and edit the 1 seconds to 0.1 seconds. Next, let's go back to Looks menu and drag another Switch Costume block and place it below the Set Size block as shown in the video, and select the button 3A Costume, which is the default costume of the brick. Now let's look at the output. It looks like the brick broken costume shows a bit longer. Let's fix it by editing the wait time from 0.1 seconds to 0.05 seconds. Okay, let's look at our final output. Now everything seems okay. Thank you friends for watching the tutorial till the end. Now you can add other features to this games yourselves, like introducing sounds, changing backgrounds, and many more. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.